So running away, there's a funny story behind it. Back in 2016, that was the first time I came to Colorado. I came to visit some friends, and also for some reason I thought, oh, I'm gonna go to a recording studio to record some of my songs. So Running Away was one of those songs that I recorded, but I didn't have a piano to practice on. I got a keyboard to practice a little bit, and then I realized I didn't know how to play the Running Away. Because when I created the song, I just improvised at the piano, and so I didn't write it down or anything. I didn't like practice the song, but somehow I thought I'm gonna record the song. So luckily, I actually recorded that improvisation session. So I had the recording of the song. So I listened to it many times to try to like figure, okay, that's how the song go. Yeah, that was an interesting experience. Learning how to play my song, because actually there are other songs like that, like Autumn, which I'll talk about in a bit. So that was not the best recording I had with the Running Away. It was decent, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that again. And 6 years since then, and yep, now I have a version of how I'm gonna play. Especially after the concert I did in September, I know, okay, that's the version I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick with it. So Running Away has 3 movements. In the single, I put them all together, so it's one complete piece. You will hear like little pause in between, so that's the starting of the next movement. So it starts from something more soothing, a little sad, a little like figuring out what's happening with the running away, I suppose. And then the second movement is actually a taka from the first movement. It's a little bit more sad, more there's some agony, some pain, figuring it out, I suppose, what's happening next. And then the third movement is like a realization, I think, of the whole running away idea. So pretty dramatic, and I think it's a very happy ending, because in red, I or whatever, whoever that is in the song found something towards the end, right at the end of that running away process. What about Autumn? Autumn, yes, is one of the more popular pieces that I wrote so far. Because again, it's like the 2016. There's a lot of things happen. I think it was around that time that I wrote it, or maybe a little bit earlier. I don't actually recall. But it's one of those songs that I also improvised at the piano, and I created a song. I didn't think a lot of it. It's just like, oh, okay, sounds pretty good. But I think like I started playing the song to other people, in the last year or two, and everybody loved the piece, and like they cried, and so emotional and everything. I'm just like, okay, it's good. I didn't think it's like, oh wow, but the more I play, I'm like, okay, I really feel that emotion inside, the drama that, build up, yeah. So Autumn is, it's the season. It can be the season, can be a name of a person. It's just that transitional period between summer and winter, right, where it's cooling off, and summer's over, and the leaves are falling. Everything is changing. I think it's the changing part that make me feel, oh, this is an autumn song. The colors turning on the leaves, and we're moving into like a different period of the life year. So it starts all with a little bit more lyrical, melodious, a little melancholic, and then it becomes more dramatic towards, well, kind of in the middle towards the end, but it does go back to a more peaceful note, and on a peaceful note. Almost a little happy. So I'm really excited about a new album, yes, a new beginning. So the first 2 singles, Autumn and Running Away, are already out. You can find it on all streaming platforms. A new album will be out in a couple weeks, hopefully, from now. Yeah, so it will be out by the end of the year. Now, why is it called A New Beginning? Because I feel, when I was planning the concert back in September, I was like, okay, what do I call, this concert? Because usually there's a theme. It doesn't have to be, but for me, I feel like always there's some story. and then I wrote a new song that time, and I call it A New Beginning. And I'm like, okay, maybe the concert should be called A New Beginning. So that's why the album is called A New Beginning, because I think I see the process of, starting from writing music that is always like this sad, dramatic. I mean, dramatic's fine, but sad is always like, I think I can write something happier, more positive. I like to think that I'm a pretty positive person, and I like to share that positivity, that positive vibe to my audience. Yeah, that's what I want to do with my music. I want to have like a positive note, more inspiring, like make people feel better, I mean, the world is, I like to be the positive influence to the people around me. So that's why I want to work on my music and have more positive influence to people who listen to my music. That is really my message. And there's a story I like to tell. So A New Beginning, yeah, that's autumn running away in there, and there are also a few songs that I wrote for the storybook that I'm going to publish next year, which I can talk about more in the next video. But so basically, the story is about a little girl who goes on an adventure to find her grandma in this faraway wonderland with the help of her magic cat. Well, the real cat has a magic power, and so he can help her and her friends out to search for her grandma. So I narrated the short version of the story in the concert, and people cried. People were very emotional about it, and they loved the story. So I'm gonna work on publishing it. So yeah, there's some songs that goes with the story, and then there's other song that are not part of the story, but I'm thinking, next year I'm gonna work on narrating a longer version of the story with music. So it'll be very fun, and yeah, it will be a very good performance that for people to attend and take away something. I think everybody in the parts of their life have experienced grief, love, friendship, all sorts of emotions. And I do think actually when people are more in touch with their inner feelings, the better world we're living in. So yeah, that's A New Beginning. I really hope you guys will love this album, because I put a lot of effort into it, and this is my first album, so please listen to it.